Okay, greetings everyone. My name is Nicholas Tagle, and I will be presenting you the life and success story of two successful entrepreneurs, Mr. Henry C. and Mr. John Gokongwei. Okay, mabalik tayo sa slide 1. So, in this presentation, we will know the stories of life and success of the well-known entrepreneurs here in the Philippines na nagsisilbing inspiration for the other entrepreneurs on which these two came from rags to riches. Here are the two successful entrepreneurs, Mr. Henry C. and Mr. John Goggenway. We are all aware that Henry C. is known as a successful entrepreneur because he is the owner of SM, and it has a lot of branches nationwide. On the other hand, is John Goggenway is a successful entrepreneur as well with lots of business here in the Philippines at isa na dun yung Universal Robina. Next one is Mr. Henry C. He was known as the father of modern Philippine retail. He developed Shoemart into SM Investments, one of the largest malls in the Philippines. As I've said earlier, si Henry C. ay kilalang may-ari ng SM and the father of modern Philippine retail. Next one is Henry C. was not born with a golden spoon. In fact, he belonged to a poor family in Guangzhou, China. His main goal in life, the will to strive for excellence and to overcome the harsh environment of poverty through the discipline of hard work and frugality, he has learned the value of honesty and patience in the business. Henry C. came from a poor family in China. He is actually Chinese. Since galing siya sa mahirap na pamilya, it serves as his motivation to strive hard and makaahon sa hirap pagdating sa business. He was very dedicated to in a way na he values honesty and patience in business. His success didn't happen in just one snap. It took a lot of time and effort bago na-achieve ni Henry C. yung success. Small beginnings. In the year 1935, at the age of 11, his father left the family for a country that was then a U.S. territorial protectorate. His father was a trader seeking for good opportunities in a place where economic progress was bright and promising. And the year 1936 followed his dad and migrated to the Philippines at the tender age of 12. It was in the year 1936 when he left his home village Q of the Dieng-O municipality in the country of Jianjiang, now a city which lies near Xiamen in Fujian province. His mom told him never look back. The two were reunited in a cramped space of only 30 square meters in floor area in a dirty street in the district of Quiapo, Central Manila. He saw his father again in a poor health condition, which moved him a lot. His father was a proprietor of a tiny grocery store in Echeco Street, now Carlos Palancas Senior Street, just behind the city's notorious Chinatown. And this is where his life and journey begins on 1935. He was 11 when his father left them and looked for good opportunities sa lugar na kung saan there is an economic progress. The following year, 1936, sinundan niya yung father niya na nasa Pilipinas and he was 12, old, 12 years old at the time. He remembered the words that his mom told him, never look back, meaning to say, don't let himself go back to that certain event of his life na maging cause ng interrupted progress. And his father reunited sa Quiapo at dun niya nakita yung health condition ng kanyang father. His father was owning a tiny grocery store sa Chinatown. Okay, next one is the birth of SM. The year 1936 enrolled a grade 1 at the Anglo-Saxon School of Quiapo at the age of 12. World War II, local economy collapsed during the Japanese occupation. Businesses closed and the country's industries were all destroyed after the Battle of Manila. In the year 1946, his father flew back to China without second thoughts. The young Henry C. decided to stay. In 1949, received his first credit line from the China Bank and was lent with 1 million Philippine pesos approved by financial tycoon Mr. Yap Changxiang. On the year 1950, to improve his entrepreneurial skills in the buy and sell trade, he later enrolled at the Far Eastern University in 1950 and took up a degree in Associate in Arts and Commercial Studies. He also he also considered the change of his legal name into Henry C. after obtaining Philippine citizenships. Okay, so in 1958, first Shoe Mart store was established. In the year 1972, the Shoe Mart store wasn't built in downtown Manila. In the year 1985, first SM Mall was built in North EDSA. Okay, so the small store that they owned was burned down by the fire when the Second World War took place, which led Henry's father to return to China. Instead of coming with his father to China, he insisted on staying with a firm determination to become successful here in the Philippines. He started selling shoes in the street of Manila. Under the heat of the sun and the cold of the rain, at one point in his past, C was shot by a shrapnel and almost died in excessive bleeding. Someone helped him. That someone became his friend. As an act of gratitude, he became a business partner and now indeed became successful because of him. He also enrolled himself in the university to improve his entrepreneurial skills, and later on, he used everything that he learned in a business. There has been so many obstacles in the startup process, but was able to overcome it one step at a time. You can see here in the picture, at the age of 93, Chairman Emeritus Henry C. was able to acquire numerous awards and recognition in the field of business, especially in retailing and banking, as well as in his management skills. The second generation of the family has now taken over the business and continuing the legacy of their father have established. Even at the age of 93, Henry C. remained successful in a field of business at nakatanggap ng maraming awards and recognition. His legacy was taken over to the second generation of his family. This one is in business. It is not important how much money you have in your pocket. What's important is how much dedication and perseverance you will put in it. Your hard work is priceless, and your passion is what you're doing is a treasure. In a field business, it is all about taking a risk regardless of the money in your pocket. You'll still be able to be successful as long as you put dedication and perseverance into the business. Yun yung ginawa ni NSC, at it turned out fruitful kasi yung sa kilalang business pa lang na SM, there are lots of branches nationwide, and it is a very evident how successful his business is. Slide is Mr. John Gockenway, from being a young boy who sold soap, bread, and other basic necessities during the post-war in Cebu to being the second richest man in the Philippines. Mr. John Gockenway Jr. sure has inspiring story we all could learn from. The second entrepreneur that we have is Mr. John Gockenway. He is the second richest man in the Philippines, but before he got the title, he also started a young boy na nagbebenta ng basic necessities during the World War period sa Cebu. On the year August 11, 1926, John Gockenway Jr. was born in Fujian province. Chin moved to Cebu with his family at the early age. The next one is the year 1942. Dropped out of school, sold dry goods in market stalls. The year 1943, became a trader traveling between Cebu and Manila. Next one is the year 1945, started a major trading importer of US products. The next one is the 1957, set up Universal Corn Products. The year 1963 formed Consolidated Foods Corporation to produce branded consumer foods. On the year 1961, he enrolled in the De La Salle University for his MBA. Big John's life story is no ordinary rags to riches because he actually once came from a wealthy clan. His great grandfather, Pedro Gociaco, was one of the richest men in Cebu in the 19th century. He came from Fujian provinces in China and owned a huge trading company, Gociaco Hermanos. Life was great for the Gociaco family until the Great Depression came and their family fell into debt. His family left while his mother and five siblings returned to China. Banks seized their properties and they fell into poverty, left with no choice but to survive. Young John had to start from scratch to build a better life for himself and his family. He dropped out of school and nagbenta ng drive goods sa market stall. He also became a trader between Cebu and Manila hanggang sa 1945 nag-start siya ng Amnesia trading dun nag-import ng US products until the year of 1957 nag-step up into Universal Corn Products at gaya ni Henry C. nag-enroll rin siya sa university to enhance his entrepreneurial skills. Okay. On slide 11, the year 1963 established the Universal Robina Corporation which produced salty snacks under Jack and Jill brand. Next one is the year 1987. He organized the Digital Telecommunications Incorporated. Then next one is the year 1990. He organized the JG Summit Holdings Incorporated. And the year 1993, JG Summit went public and listed at Philippine Stock Exchange. Next one is the year 1996. He entered the aviation industry with Cebu Pacific Air. The year 2003, Digital launched Sun Cellular. And the year 2006, put up Gokongwei Brothers Foundation. Okay. On the following years, nagsunod-sunod na yung pag-establish niya ng iba-ibang business like Universal Propina, Digital Telecom, JJ Summit, nag-enter din ng aviation industry, sumunod rin ang Sun Cellular, at noong 2006 naman ay nag-build ng Gokongwei Brothers Foundation on which its goal is to have a lasting impact on education in the Philippines. This one is among the timeless business lessons we can learn from Big John is to realize the true meaning of being an entrepreneur. He said, choose to be an entrepreneur because then you desire a life of adventure, endless challenge, and the opportunity to be your best self. On his quotation, being an entrepreneur also means choosing to have an adventurous life with endless challenge, and this will help an individual to have the best self. That is all po. Thank you po.